Welcome to Dynamic Divas. Our mission at Dynamic Divas is to highlight the diverse and outstanding women shaping the landscape of Microsoft technologies like Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. Our focus is on incredible stories of women making waves in the field of technology. Today, we have fantastic guest with us who is ready to share her experience and insights. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Billur from Germany. So,
Hello,
Billur, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you, Rashid?
I'm doing great today. Thanks for joining us. It's early morning for you, so thank you.
Thank you for the invite, by the way. So I'm very glad to be here today. We have a past together. We have been in some amazing things together. So it's nice to have one to one today.
That's so true. We have been giving user group sessions and many more events doing together. So it's definitely, I'm looking forward to this conversation and excited to have you as a guest in this show. Before I hand it over to you for a detailed introduction, ladies and gentlemen, let me just talk about Bilu for a few lines because she carries so much of experience and expertise with her. So Billur is a Microsoft Business Applications MVP. She got recognized in year 2023. So congratulations, Billur, for that. She's also a Microsoft certified trainer, a Dynamics 365 community super user, and also a certified solution architect. So you carry a lot of titles with you, Billur. Congratulations for achieving all these recognitions. Um,
Thank you. So I'm waiting forward to be a fast track expert for the next thing, hopefully. So
yeah,
we'll see. Working on it.
our best wishes are with you. And also, not to mention, you have a 12-year-old boy, so you must be busy managing his expectations as well. He must be keeping you guys busy with all his activities. Um,
Exactly.
True. So Bilur graduated from Istanbul University, and she has been into dynamics space for more than 20 years. That's a lot of experience. I think the product itself is like 25 years old, and you have 20 years of experience. So that's pretty um, great experience you're carrying. But you were hoping to work as an accountant when you graduated, and then one day you saw this newspaper uh, ad which said 28 people will change their lives, and sort of reminds me of Willy Wonka when he found a golden ticket. So, and then you move to into the Dynamics space. So, Bilu, can you talk us about your journey into the field of Microsoft Dynamics? It was called Exapta those days, and how these last 20 years have been. I know it's a long question to answer, but maybe if you can summarize your experiences and your journey so far for our audience. Thank you.
Of course. While I was in University of Business Administration, I didn't think of to be in the IT industry, because the IT industry is, I was thinking more about the computer science and etc. So in our school, we also took the technology classes, and I had the SQL classes, and I was like, what I'm going to do with SQL, really? Then I just bump into it. I'm even married with a developer anyway. Uh, not to make any SQL sentences. So then when I graduated as an accountant, I was looking for the jobs and I couldn't find any. And in one day that my mother come into my room and say that there is a huge ad in this newspaper, which is half a pages of that newspaper, saying that
Wow.
Microsoft will create a training academy, which is changing 28 people's lives, 14 for Navision and 14 for Axapta. Axapta was its name back then.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what they are actually, but I know what an ERP is because in the technology class, I give a paper on ERP. So it's very strange, how the life that you will go forward will affect you. So I said, my mother said, what is an ERP? Is it a good thing? And I say, yes, according to my classes, it is. So
I've
let me
read a book
apply.
about it. Yeah. Yeah.
So I applied for it, for that course. I was selected. And after the course, there was an internship for a month and if we could succeed, we would be able to continue. And I succeeded and continued and started this 20 years of journey with more than 40 projects, which were in also in Turkey, most of them, and some of them are international. So this is how I come here. And then one day I said that, okay, doing a project is good, but I need something more. So I started looking for more rather than just to do the projects. I always read the documentation. I always search in the internet of my questions, even 15 or 20 years back then. And I always see it's either Andre or Dr. Finance replying the questions. So when I see that replies again and again in years, one day I say that I can reply those as well. Why not I reply them? I had already started my blog, so I started replying them, and there I saw Andre, of course, who is one of my heroes back then, of Dynamics Heroes, of
Yeah.
course. And I contacted with him, saying that, what can I do more for my community? And he replied, we had a session together. He is a wonderful person, and tell me how I can do more for my community. And then this is how I started to become an MVP. I had been an MCT because I love giving trainings about dynamics. I'm a big dynamics enthusiast, I can say.
Yeah.
And then when I started replying to the Dynamics 365 community, I continue doing my blogs. I've been in some of the conferences and etc. In the end, while I was not expecting, I had from America Kelly Gustafson saying that if I would like to become an MVP, if it's okay for me, and I say yes, very cool way, but I was like hopping around in the house back
You're
then.
trying to hold the emotions under you.
It can be very cool, but inside it's like hopping all around the room. And this is how I become an MVP. Of course, after Kelly's nominations, we have the evaluation process and etc. And all went fine. Thank for
Yeah.
everyone. And now I'm trying to do more and more for my community.
That is really inspiring, Bilur, because your passion for dynamics is reflected when you do community user sessions for the people. And I try to attend every session of yours because you actually talk about those topics which are not very well known in the community, like cost accounting, inventory accounting, and these are really complex areas where you can't really figure out how it all works because there are so many variables in this equation. So a big thanks from the community to you for sharing your knowledge with us, doing all the user group sessions, running the blog, and doing the forum.
I how I would like to go with for the community is to go in the bits and bobs. This is what my YouTube channel is also for. I am not able to post too much because that I have just replaced from Turkey to Germany this year, actually last year. So I will try to post more on my YouTube channel. But the thing is that the relocation also does take time.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, so I'm just supporting community through my blogs, through my meetings that I can, as far as now. But in the future, wait for some YouTube posts
We
from.
are looking forward to that. So you have moved to Germany. Maybe one day in shopping center you may bump across Dr. Ludwig. He's also based in Germany.
Exactly. How I relocated was that my
Yeah.
husband found a job in Germany. We have friends here already who has been relocated years ago, and they say there is something uh, good for you. Would you consider? And we say, of course, yes.
Mhm.
Um, Actually, even before I love the German language, so I have already started learning it. But of course, learning a different language will take some time.
True.
before you use it. I can offer now a coffee, but I'm not just thinking about talking with Toto, who is in the F1 team, leader of Mercedes, talking about the F1. I'm not that good yet. But I can offer you a coffee in German. But there is too many differences from here and in Turkey. And I was living in Istanbul, which is a huge city,
Yeah.
and I now moved to Cologne, which is a huge city as well, but is more calm. And I'm trying to be more calm in the city. The food is different, the culture is different. We are trying to explain ourselves according to our language in German, and they say time to time when I reply in German, start speaking in English. They understand that I that much. So, but there are
Nice.
people that, at least as far as I met yet.
Yeah. Do you find good Turkish food there in Germany?
In Germany, there are too many Turks. I can tell Turkish
Okay,
people.
that's cool.
For example, I go in to a shop and start talking with them German, and internally while we are talking in English, in Turkish language, they say, "You are Turk, so we can talk Turkish." And I say, "Thank God."
Yeah, that's what happened with us also in Australia. We go to an Indian restaurant and we start talking in Hindi. Then it feels like home.
So
No,
it's good, but that as I said, I love German language as well. So I'm trying to learn as far as I can. In high school, I've just had 2 years learning German already. But if you do not practice, then it's lost. So I'm trying to learn again everything. And
yeah,
I'm learning because I have a 12 years old son, and helping him with his school, of course. Because when he was in Turkey, he was learning English and Spanish. I hope we selected German, it would be better, I think. But now he's just trying to understand how to learn German. So it's hard for him. So while supporting him, I'm learning as well.
that is
It's
such a great way to develop a new skill along with your child. Like if your son is learning German and you also learn with him, you get a good supporting buddy to keep pushing you and practicing with you. That's a great thing.
exactly. Hopefully, I will learn Spanish after I learn German. But I love
Hopefully,
really
you won't.
languages, except for the developing languages. So I can never be able to learn X plus plus. This is why I see that I cannot be able to be a developer. I cannot develop anything. I cannot learn X plus plus, even an X plus sentence. Then I married a developer, and that's
Yeah,
fine. I can just
can't
have
learn
one.
it. Find a guy who knows that skill.
We'll see.
So that's amazing. So you are a dynamics couple. So I hope you guys don't talk about dynamics while doing your dinner.
Do you think so? We worked
No.
together for 10 years. 10, yes,
Wow.
exactly. 10
In the
years.
same company. Huh?
Actually,
Wow.
we met in where we work, and we were working too hard together back then. Like we were working in the evenings, at night, and etc. as friends back then. And when he proposed, I said, "Why me? Did you propose?" And he said, "Either I will marry you, or these tables or chairs that we work on." So he is
That's so
such a
nice of him. Yeah.
romantic.
So wish you guys all the best. So there have been some really deep insights coming out of it below, like you talked about few things. One is how the community superheroes help each other. So you talked about like how Andres is replying on forums and how Kelly approached you by recognizing your contribution. So, and I also use a lot of forums to keep myself give that pinch of learning every day, because when you go through that forums and you go through the questions and what type of problems people are facing, and then someone is replying with an answer and you verify that answer. So we learn out of it. Even if I, let's say, don't end up responding to it, and I still learn from it, because I can read a finance problem, a question based on finance, and I can read and see, okay, okay, this is a nice checkbox which I never knew about, and I may even go in the system and check where it is, and from a technical perspective can explore more. So community forums are a great way of learning. So it's not that you only post there when you have a problem and you just get out of it. Try to spend 30 minutes on forums every day. That's one advice I give to anyone who tries to build their career in dynamic space, because you will learn so much from it, and those are real time problems which people are answering.
Exactly. Actually, I've advised for newbies to go over the forum questions and just see the replies, and of course, reply if you know the
Yeah,
answer,
true.
because it's out of your experiences, right? And when I write out my blogs, mostly what I do is that if I see a question has been asked more than once, this means that there's a lack there. So let me create my blog over that one to answer that question with screenshots or in details so that they can find it. They can find it in community blogs by searching or else. And also I learned the same. I'm not very good at SCM part now, because I was better in back old days, which is 3040 2012 versions, because there were not such modules back then. And then now in Dynamics 365, it's like a new era for all of us, because new things are coming like this now. So it's very hard to know every module, the SEM, GL, and etc. So what I do is that, oh, okay, there's this functionality, so let me go again and again. And I also use LinkedIn for that purpose. Also, for example, I have some people that I've following, and when there's a new post from their blogs, I go in and check, and if there's any videos, I go in and check and say, okay, um, there is this new functionalities that I can track. It's also good to learn from the Microsoft Learn. Yes, but I see that my friends like Ramit or I don't know, Hilke is also posting this wonderful. Also, Anita, I can just tell you more. Posting this beautiful blogs or video blogs that we can read or watch. So for newbies, I think consistency is very important. So just plan your time, not just for doing your job, but also to learn new things, and go to Dynamics community, check the questions, try to reply them, and be aware of the new things that are coming.
Yeah, that's a valuable insight, Bilur, uh, because there are so many platforms which people are not aware of, and even if they are aware of, they may not be using it to its full potential. And these all are free platforms. And also, if someone is implementation, I also ask them to do the Success by Design course on Microsoft Learn, because that gives you an end-to-end view of how these Dynamics 365 business applications are actually implemented, what happens in different phases, and what are the key things to keep in mind. It will help you to shine in your role, because then you can understand, okay, I as a solution architect am supposed to do this, or I am a in the testing phase, what are we going to do, and what does the blueprint review means actually. So Success by Design is a great source of learning. Release Planner is there, which tells what is coming. Microsoft Learn, Microsoft Forums, certifications,
Exactly.
community, blogs, YouTube, so many
When you
things.
go, for example, when you go into the Learn, then you have your trial environment, and you can check out what they are. You can test them, and I think past 10 years is very good for learning, that you can find everything in the internet. You can search it, you can look into the detail, you can read the documents, and you can even watch it if you do not have time to. But what I offer is that when you watch a video or read a blog, then go to Microsoft documentation because it's really very detailed and being handled by the professionals, and then read it out to understand in every detail. It has its terminology and etc. Back then, 20 years, we didn't have that opportunity this much exactly. There was dynamics community all the way that we can ask and have a reply to our questions. But you know that I think people stop reading documentations.
Yeah.
So it's perfect if you go over the documentations and just take your time. It's not about just doing work, but if you want to improve yourself, take some time, for example, 30 minutes or an hour a day to read what's new, what's coming, what has come, and etc.
Yeah, that is so true. So along with this, all these sites and portals available from Microsoft, I think the importance of networking is also equally important, because once you understand who are these community leaders and who are driving their knowledge sharing initiatives on a particular space, you can learn a lot from that as well. And then you join a user group which they are driving, and then you attend those sessions in live, and you get a chance to talk to other professionals who are in the same profile. So I think this will become a pathway to success as well, because you can build a network of professionals around you by smartly participating in all these platforms.
I think the dynamics community is very helpful for each other. You know, I have lots of friends in here. As I mentioned, that Andre has a call with me in his spare time. So, you know, he doesn't know me back then. And I just asked him a question and he said, why do not we have a call together for half an hour?
Yeah.
So he wishes to help. And if I ask any question to any community leaders, I have a reply. Either it's
Right.
in the community like Eric or so, he replies, or I ask a friend like Komi, Rashi, or you, or
Yeah.
anyone to have at least an answer, or even if there's no answer, a guidance that can work for me. So it's very important to have friends in the community which are very really would like to help to you. So you can always ask me a questions. I have that questions, you know, that sometimes they post the question in the Dynamics community and then from LinkedIn tell me that we have posted a question in Dynamics community and you didn't reply. Can you please check that one? And I say, okay, I'm going there.
Yeah. Cool. That's great to hear your perspective on that. So, Bilur, as we are coming towards the end of the show, one question which I ask every guest is, how are you using AI, and what is your view? How the product is getting enriched with the AI capabilities, and how does the future look like to you?
Actually, it's still growing. You know, we cannot say that AI is perfect solution for everything yet. Will it be? I don't know, but you know that it's technology, and technology is always tries to help people. You know, when the computers came into our lives, we were like, if I'm going to lose my job, what's going to do for me? No. When the computers came or ERPs came, there are now less accountants but more IT professionals, you know. So the jobs change. Maybe the codes will be written more easily. It is actually is being written easily this way by copy paste. So you can search it from the
Yeah.
internet, copy the code, and paste the code, and then do everything that you want to.
Copilot does that for us now.
This
Just
is
look from
very
GitHub and bring it back. Yeah.
exactly. But this doesn't mean that you are less worthless because at last, for now, the decision making is on humans. So I think we are evolving rather than doing all the paperwork and etc. AI helps me to be the end approver, you know, rather than approving every step, doing some manual jobs. Imagine the workflows back then. We were using the papers for every step. Now we are using the technology for the approvals. In the future, maybe these approvals will be done by AI, but the last decision will be made by, of course, the users. You know, so it's every change is rejected by the human because it's not in our nature to change. Yes, we are changing better as human race because we can still live in the world. But the thing is that when something change in our lives, we just reject it. But I believe in the future, AI will come to a place like how it come into our lives as internet in 20s. In dynamics, I saw lots of good proposals are coming in our worlds, in the cash flows, in the budgeting, in payment proposals that will help us do less wrong as humans. And of course, the last decision making will be, as far as not in the near future, left to us. So I find AI very interesting, very joyful, and I'm using like ChatGPT right now, or other functionalities like Microsoft Designer. I design my LinkedIn profile with Designer, and it's getting better, better, and better each day. So I'm very supportive for the AI.
It's great to hear your perspective on this, Bilur. Yeah, and yeah, just adding my thoughts, I also think that it is going to add a lot of value to the application, to the end users, and I believe it will create more opportunities and employment opportunities, even in tech space, because there is a new demand for AI developers now. So people need to learn AI and how to write the models and how to build AI based solutions. So it definitely is a big game changer, but all in the positive spirit. So I'm looking forward to see how it makes everybody's life better. Well, so we are coming towards the end, Bilur. I would like to say a big thanks to you for sharing your inspiring journey with us. And I'm sure this will inspire and help many more people to build their career in Dynamics 365. Uh, any final closing comments, Bilur, from you?
Uh, Thank you for giving me this time to express how I see my community and share with our everyone, like new ones or the old ones, because you know that sharing is the caring.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining us today, and stay tuned for more empowering stories on Dynamics Diva. Bye.
Have a nice day.
Yeah.